Hello, welcome to our 60-minute slow flow. My name is Kristin, and I'm really glad you're joining in. Theme of the day today is finding joy. So our reading, July 24th, is Joy is the Way. So I want you to think about that and what does that mean for you? What brings you joy and how can we find more of that in our lives? So we are going to get started. We're taking lots of heart openers today, lots of twists. So get out the junk and make space for joy. All right, so I'm going to encourage you to start on your back. I brought my big bolster today, and let the shoulders roll down. This is a big bolster. So shoulders roll down and back. My gosh, I already feel more open. And you might take a little something underneath your head if this is too much. So use what blankets or pillows feel best to let your body open up here. If it's too much on the low back, I invite you to bend into the knees and rest the knees against one another. And this takes a lot of the pressure out of the low back. Think about the question of the day. What brings you joy? So as you settle into this initial position to start your practice, we think about joy. Melody Beattie's Journey to the Heart, July 24th, Joy is the Way. Joy is the way. Joy in the morning, joy throughout the day. Joy at twilight, joy in our dreams, waking and sleeping. For so long, we believed that our joy depended on a specific outward circumstance, on a particular situation being a certain way, or on the presence or behavior of a particular person. While getting what we want and being with those we love can add to our joy, we have learned another kind of joy. A deeper kind of joy, a joy that abides and carries through us. Joy does not come from the outside, although the energies of the universe and universal love can add to our joy and fill our wellspring. Joy comes from living in harmony with ourselves each and every moment of each and every day. Joy is a choice that comes from accepting and living fully each moment of our lives, knowing that each day and each event is important. So in our practice today, we will work to find joy, to let go of thoughts, feelings that might not serve us, and to make space for thoughts and feelings that fill that well, fill that cup up. In this reclined position, we'll take a few breaths together, welcoming in our practice. Take your next inhale through your nose. Open mouth exhale, let it go. Beautiful breaths. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath in and let it go. As you continue to take your next few breaths here, I want you to notice the belly and the chest and the lungs rising and the back body pushing into whatever we have supporting us here, whether it is the mat, a blanket, a pillow, multiple pillows, combination of blanket and pillow. So feel the back body expand just as much as you feel the front body lift. We open our hearts to finding more joy each moment of each day. Slowly and mindfully here, we are going to roll over to your right side. Listen closely here. We're going to take the right hand to the right side of the bolster and the left hand to the left side. So we are taking a modified deer pose, which we've been incorporating through lots of our slow flows. Bolster comes straight out from the right hip, and I'm going to send the left leg back behind. So this might be too much early in this practice. If that's the case, take the left leg to stack it on the right, or some variation between the 90 degree bend. So for me, that left hip flexor is just not open enough yet. And we breathe well into this twist. We'll just be here for about 5 to 7 cycles of breath. We'll bring this in at the end of our practice to check in, to see how we can find something a little bit different each time we hit this familiar pose. Another few breaths here. Slowly start to slide your hands underneath your shoulders, push down to lift the torso. Good, listen closely to your body and what it's telling you to find some movements. So we twisted to the right here, you could take this counter twist to the left, you could take the feet to the mat and take some side to side movements. Good, what you can do is shift off to the other side. I'm going to just take my bolster to the other side of my mat. That allows me to keep my face towards you. And again, we'll start here with both knees off to the side, bolster coming out from the left hip. And we'll recline onto the bolster, left hand on one side, right hand on the other. And you can start to explore taking the right leg back behind you. Take it back as far as it feels comfortable for your body. Take a few moments to settle in. Letting those thoughts, feelings, energy that does not serve you, let it go with this therapeutic twist. About 5 or so more rounds of breath. Over your next breath or two, we start to unravel out of this. Hands slide underneath the shoulders, push down to rise up. Take a counter twist if you like. Good, take the feet to the mat and maybe windshield wiper the knees back and forth. Good. We'll roll on over to a tabletop here. So So I'm going to roll this big bolster out of the way. Set the block to the side. Take all the props out of the way. And let's just find some movement here. Come into this movement with a joyful mindset. Coming back to that question, what brings you joy? And not focusing so much on those outward particular circumstances that bring you joy. But we find joy in each and every moment of each day. Letting your breath be your guide for your inhales and exhales, leading your movement. No wrong choices. I always strive to take the mindset in our practice that we greet the body that we came to the mat with today. Not the body you used to have or the body that you really want to have. What do I need today in this moment? And that is what I really love about this slow movement. We allow ourselves the opportunity to be curious and intuitive about what feels good with each and every breath. We're going to help that left foot up towards the upper left-hand corner of your mat. Really working into our heart opener here. So even if hands are down on the mat, how can you pull the heart through? You might bring your hands to your knee. You might take the hands behind you. Shoulder blades pull towards one another. Opening up the sternum here. Find joy, find openness. Good, we'll come down out of that low lunge. Come into a twist here. So right hand stays down, left hand to the low back. Gaze might follow over the left shoulder. You've always got the option here to tuck the right toes to really make this a more active twist. Let go of thoughts, feelings, sensations that don't serve you. Drop down to the right knee if it lifted. We're taking one more lunge, Anjaneyasana. Take the arms behind you, lift and open the heart. Good. After that twist, we make room for joy. Let the hands float down to frame the left foot. Shift the hips on back. Left toes, good old half splits here. Flex towards the ceiling. Push your left heel down into the mat. And then as if you're trying to ripple up the mat here, pull the left heel back in space as you're pushing down. And feel that intensify this stretch. Excellent job. We rebend into the left knee. Bring both hands to the inside of your left foot. Tuck your right toes, and we are going to pivot into a side lunge here. Flexing the right toes up towards your ceiling. Stretching the inside of the right thigh. I'm reaching for my block here. I'm going to use that to help lift my torso just a little bit more. All right, we're going to come all the way over. Hands come down to the inside of the right foot. We've got that sequence on the other side. So coming into our lunge variation first, think of finding an open heart. And this is the first lunge of 2. So you might just take the hands to the low back here. A gentle lift of the heart, maybe the gaze. One more breath here. Let the hands float down, left hand to the mat. You can tuck your left toes here as well. Take this twist over the right shoulder. One more breath here. The left knee lifted. Bring it back down, and we'll come to one more low lunge. This time you might reach the arms back behind you, lift the heart. Float the hands down, frame the right foot, shift the hips back. Flex the right toes towards the ceiling. Here we go again. So dig the right heel into the floor and then draw it back in space. Even though it's not moving, it's that action of pulling it back. Great, one more breath here. We'll re-bend the right knee, bring both hands to the inside. Tuck the left toes, come into your side lunge here. So deep bend into the right knee, left leg extends, reach for a block, or maybe your water bottle if you'd like to bring the torso upright a little bit. Some angry birds there in the background. I don't know if you could hear that at home. The windows are open here. Really beautiful day. What we're going to do here is bring hands back down to the mat. We'll pivot towards the right foot again. And what we're going to do, both hands to the inside of the right foot, step the right foot back to meet the left, and we'll come to our first downward facing dog. Now this should feel, since we took that half splits on both sides, a little more open than usual. Often we come to our downward facing dog before we take some of those stretches. So see how this feels. Work your chest back towards your thighs, opening up into your calves. Head is heavy. Gaze back between the legs at the back of your mat. We'll take one more breath here. Take your gaze forward, bend the knees, step the feet all the way up to the top. Finding a halfway lift, lengthen the spine, and we come on back to our forward fold. Take your hands behind you here. Draw the knuckles down towards the tailbone and then lift away. You could reach for a towel or something that if you are having a hard time with this. Let's come to a halfway lift, lots of core work here. Good, open up the chest and heart and come back down to your forward fold. Good, you can let those arms kind of dangled here. One more halfway lift. Ooh, feel those hamstrings, nice. Come back to forward fold. Good, slowly, keep the hands interlaced here. Slowly lift to rise. Hands are still interlaced. Good, once the head and shoulders align over the hips and ankles, we'll release the arms. Feel that energy through the arms here, Tadasana mountain pose. We find this lift of our heart. Reach your arms up towards the sky. And this time we're going to bring hands through heart center, but I want you to lead with your heart into your forward fold. So envision your heart leading you into this position. Here in your halfway lift, envision the heart lifting you up here. And the heart folds us back down. Good. 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift. Thinking of what brings you joy, what makes the heart happy here. Forward fold. Last one here. Good. We'll rise all the way up. Heart leads us up. And exhale, bring the hands back to heart center. We're going to add on a little bit here. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhaling for a halfway lift. As you exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back. Finding your high plank here, feel the heart lifting towards the ceiling. So spreading the shoulder blades as if the heart is pushing the shoulder blades apart. Drop down to your knees here. We'll lower all the way down to our bellies. Good. Tops of the feet come to the mat. Push down, push your toenails into the mat. Use your low back to peel your heart up. Maybe if you lift your hands, deeper activity for your low back. Whew, good, release. Let's take that 2 more times. I want you to feel as if someone has a string coming out your back from your heart. So lift up. Good, as if someone's pulling on that string, and release. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Excellent work. Push back through tabletop. Let's push it on back to, not downward dog. Let's come to our child's pose. Good. Slide the forearms a little closer to your body. Breathe into the heart space here. Feel the back of the heart lift towards the sky with your inhale. And feel it melt towards the mat with your exhale. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. We'll come back up to tabletop here. Slide your knees underneath your hips. Walk the hands forward just a little bit. Tuck the toes. Downward dog. Breathe in here and breathe out. Take the gaze forward, bend your knees, prepare. Step your feet to the top. Half lift, forward fold. Inhale, reach and rise. And exhale, let's sink into our chair pose here. So we're going to immediately, I've got the low back, got that sway. I want you to drop the tailbone, pull the low belly in, and we're going to take the right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Right knee wants to creep forward here, so as if the knees are against a wall, keep that right knee back and twist into this. Gaze over the left shoulder and drop the seat. Breathe well here, wringing out the spine, getting rid of those thoughts, feelings, sensations that don't serve us. Good, one more breath. Excellent work, you guys. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, come back up through center. And exhale, we twist to the other side. Left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Left knee wants to jut forward here. Pull it back in space. Sink a little lower. Gaze over the right shoulder. Feel the burn in the thighs. Feel this twist. One more breath in. Stay for the exhale. Good. Inhale, come back to your chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Inhale for a halfway lift. As you exhale here, right foot stays forward. Shoot those left toes back. Set up for your crescent warrior, your high lunge. Left heel is lifted. Inhale, coming on up. We're going to come into our twist again. Take the left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Right hand to low back. Keep the back of the left leg lifting towards your ceiling. Gaze over the right shoulder. Keep the right knee stacked over the right ankle. Breathe well here. One more full breath in. Good, let it go in this twist. Come on back to your high lunge. Send the fingertips behind you so your palms are facing down. Torso leans forward. Open the heart for your joy. Good. Finding your airplane pose. Launching off. Lift of the heart. Open here. Lift the back of the left leg just as you did in your high lunge. Excellent work, you guys. Slowly come back to your high lunge. Arms reach up overhead. Oh, good. Bring the hands down to frame the right foot. Step it back to downward facing dog. You've always got options to take a vinyasa flow with a back bend. Hold a plank. Take some push-ups. You've got lots of options always. Breathing in here and breathing out. Take the gaze forward, bend your knees. As you exhale, step the feet on up to the top. Halfway lift. Come on back for forward fold. Inhale, rise on up, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a breath in here and a breath out. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Breathing in for a halfway lift. Keep the left foot forward here. Shoot those right toes back. Set your foundation here, my friends. Lift the right heel. So we're really lengthening the back of the right leg towards your ceiling. And come on up. Taking that twist, right hand to the outside of the left thigh, left hand to the low back. Keep lifting the back of the right leg, left knee stacked over the ankle, and gaze over the left shoulder. Let it go in this twist. Let go of what does not serve you, what does not fill your cup. One more breath. Excellent work, you guys. Stay for the exhale. Unravel, back to your high lunge. Shoot the arms behind you. Good, we feel the shoulder blades pinch towards one another. We find the heart open and we lean it forward, preparing for our takeoff here in our airplane. So you can touch down once, lift, drop the right hip a little bit, trust the left leg to hold you here. Airplane is a back bend and a heart opener. So our gaze is lifted straight ahead. See that future joy that you've got for you. Whew, balance is hard here. Excellent, come on back to your high lunge. Arms up overhead. Float them down to frame the left foot. Step it back and take what you need.
Downward dog. Take a flow, take a child's pose. We'll meet back in down dog. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Great work. It is heavy here. Take the gaze forward, bend the knees. As you exhale, step the feet to the top. Inhaling for a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reach and rise. We're gonna rinse that out with a full sun salutation here. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, step the feet back. Good, come down to your knees, or you could take your chaturanga all the way down to the belly, or halfway. Inhaling for your mini cobra or your up dog. Let the heart pull through. And then we push back through tabletop or high plank, back to our downward facing dog. Breathe in here. And let's breathe it out. Good, take the gaze forward. Walk your hands about halfway to the center of your mat, or to the center of your mat, halfway. Walk your feet on up. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reach and rise. And bring your hands to your heart. Good, I'm going to shift towards the long edge of my mat just to face you guys here. We are going to work into a little bit of balance that explores both a twist and a heart opener. So we're starting with left foot on the mat, stair stepping the right knee up. So right thigh is parallel with the floor. We take the left hand to the right knee, right hand to low back. And we start to take the gaze, and then we find this twist. You can keep your right hand at your low back here, or you might reach it behind you, and your gaze follows out over your extended fingertips. Stay tall, not dumping into the left hip. Good work. Let's come back to center. Bring the right hand to meet the right knee. Left hand to your hip. Open up the right hip. Good, we're coming into our tree pose, so let the right foot fall somewhere along the inside of the left thigh. Here in our tree pose, we're exploring open heart. So I'm interlacing my hands behind you, or behind me. Perhaps you do the same thing, or you find reverse prayer, namaste. Good, lift the gaze, lift the heart. We took the twist to let go of stuff that doesn't serve us, and now we have this great open heart to make space for people, things, experiences that do serve us. Start to shift the gaze back straight ahead. Whew, good. Hands to hips. Come out of it. Bring the right foot back to meet your left. Shake it out. Find your mountain pose here. I want you to notice the different sensations in the left leg versus the right. So that left leg was supporting us. Now it is going to take the movement. We shift the weight into the right leg. We stair step, good work. The left knee. We start to move into this twist. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Gaze over the left shoulder. You've got the option to stay there for a little bit of support for the low back, or reach the left fingertips behind you. Try to take that gaze even further. Stay tall here, stay proud, stay open. Unravel slowly. Take the left hand to the left knee. Open it up, external rotation, and find your tree pose. Good. Here again, you might reach for opposite hands, opposite elbows, reverse prayer. Good. And shift the gaze. As you start to open your heart, challenge yourself by shifting the gaze towards your ceiling. Maybe you're outside for your practice. Ooh, balance. Good. Each side's a little different here. Feel the heart gently lifting and shining, open for joy. Start to shift the gaze back. Good. Hands to hips. Slowly unravel the left leg. Bring it back to meet your right. Shake it out. Good. Take a few rolls of the shoulders. Good. Come back to your Tadasana mountain pose. I want you to bring both hands over your heart space. Breathe. Space, openness, joy, compassion. All of those wonderful qualities, send them directly to your heart. We share those qualities with ourselves, with those around us, those beyond our circle. Good. Share that joy, that openness, compassion with those who need it most right now. Good. Bring your hands down at your sides. Coming into Goddess, so just step it out here. I want you to take some little bends in your knees. So you're seeing the knees track kind of in between big toe, second toe, third toe. So just knowing that knees are tracking the same direction as the toes. I want you to bring your hands to your thighs right away here. And we're going to work through cat and cow in our Goddess pose. So rounding into the spine. Good. And then dropping belly, lifting gaze, opening heart. Take this a few more rounds and just notice how this feels in this position versus being supported on all fours. Take that one more time. Come back to your neutral position here. Take the right hand to the inside of the right thigh. Push in to twist to the left. Gaze follows. So we're taking a gentle drop of the right shoulder. Gaze over the left. Breathe well into this different twist here that we take. Good. Come back through center. We switch it up. So left hand to the inside. Drop the left shoulder. Gaze over the right. Good. Back up through center. Just took those twists. So walk the hands up the thighs. We're going to, as we bring it forward, we're working into cat and cow again. Tops of the hands meet. And as we bring it open for our inhale, palms open like you're ready for a big giant hug. Exhale, round the spine, tops of the hands meet. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Good. 2 more breaths. 2 more rounds of movement. Inhale, open. Last one here. And exhale. Good. Hands to thighs here. Straighten into your legs. Let's pivot towards the top edge of the mat. Step your back foot up to meet your front. Mountain pose. Lift the heart. Make space for joy. As you inhale here, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, heart leads you to your forward fold. Inhaling, heart lifts you into a halfway lift and back to a forward fold. Let it go. One more half lift here. Inhale. Feel like someone's pulling the heart towards the ceiling here. And come back to your exhale. Good. Bend the knees. Step the feet on back. You can take a flow. You can find down dog or perhaps child's pose. We'll come back to the support of hands and knees. Move through this here. See what feels good in your body in this moment. Good, we're going to send the ankles off to one side and just sit on back. We are going to take some more twists. So we'll take both feet out in front here. We're going to keep the left leg extended long to start. Cross the right leg up and over, bending into the knee. Now this could be a perfect place for you to stop. Right foot is fully on the mat here, or bend into the left side, or left leg, I should say. Good, so we've got this twist prep here, and this is lots of compression for our low belly. And because the right thigh is on top, you've got an option of taking an open twist towards the left. So this would be a better option if you are expecting a babe or newly postpartum. For the rest of us, we take this closed twist. So reaching the left arm up towards the ceiling, taking left arm to the outside of right thigh. You can bend into the elbow here. And right hand comes behind you. Really use the left bicep as kind of a way to push into the right thigh. Little bit of leverage there. Gaze can follow over the right shoulder. Feel both sits bones, both butt cheeks firmly connected to the mat here. Good, we'll unravel just as slow as we went in. So we'll take the left leg, extend it long. Right leg, extend it long. Good. Shake it out. Good, and we'll find it on the other side. Tall spine here. We cross the left side up and over, and this is kind of my tighter side. So this side might look a little bit different for me. And we are ready to find that right knee bending. And so I'm finding that my left hip is off the mat just a little bit. So I'm going to kind of readjust, and I'm still having a hard time getting my left foot fully on the mat. So what that means for me is my right leg is going to stay long in this. Now I have my left seat grounded, and my left foot is on the mat. Open twist goes to the right, left arm to the inside of left leg, open twist option for pregnant or newly postpartum. Closed twist, we're twisting towards that leg that's up and close to us. So right arm reaches, take it to the outside of the left thigh. And now, because I've extended the right leg, I can feel both butt cheeks, both sit bones on the mat here, and gaze follows. Good, one more breath here. Unravel, unwind. Both legs go long, shake it out. Good, we're going to take the left leg out to the side here. Right foot plants to the inside. So we've got a really amazing combo. I taught it in class Thursday morning, but I hope you enjoy this. So it's a combo of a nice twist, side body opener, within a nice heart lift towards the ceiling. So left arm comes to the inside, and I want you to use the left arm as leverage to twist towards the right. Reach the right arm up and over. Side body opening here, gaze might lift, might look down, you choose. Keep that left arm to the inside of the left thigh to help twist you open towards the right. One more breath here. Float the right hand behind you. Push down to rise up. Lift through your heart space here. Reach through the heart. Oh, that feels good. All right, lower the hips on down. Let's take it off to the other side. One of my favorite combos. Kind of just makes you feel joyful, right? So right arm to the inside, twist towards the left. Good, reach the left arm up and over. Continue to use the right arm to leverage you into that twist. Breathe well here. One more breath. Float the left hand down. Here we go. Here, heart lifts us in. Float the hips on back. Excellent work, you guys. We are coming into round 2 of our deer. So reach for that bolster. Let's start same side we did before. So we're going to start with this on our right side. Bolster comes straight out from the right hip. And this time, now try. I am finding I'm having a lot easier time getting my legs into these 90-degree bends. And now, one hand on each side of the bolster, leaning on over. Feels so different, doesn't it? So embrace the differences that you feel. Try to set the judgment aside for comparison's sake. And really, no posture is better or worse than the other. It's just different, and that's okay. A few more breaths here. Slide your hands underneath the shoulders. Push down to lift up. Listen to what your body is craving in counter movements. No choice is wrong. I'm going to shift the bolster off to the other side. Again, each side's a little different, so set it up. You'll see me moving my microphone. I want to make sure it doesn't get muffled into the bolster here. So we turn. Good, and we surrender. Accept the support of whatever you've got underneath you, pillow, blanket combination. Let go. A few more breaths here. If the hands are not already underneath your shoulders, Slide them there, push down to lift up. Take what movement feel good in your body for counter stretches, counter twists. And what we are going to do here is take the initial heart opener that we started our practice in. So roll onto the bolster, open up the arms, palms are up. So soak up the good energy. Even if we can't physically be together, I want you to feel the positive, joyful energy that we are sharing with one another through this practice with our Haumea community. Again, knees can stay bent, feet on the mat. If that feels better on your low back, you could also extend your legs long. Embracing any differences you might feel on this side. Notice if your arms feel a little bit heavier, if your heart feels a little bit more open. We feel the shoulders sink down towards the earth. We physically feel the heart space open. A few more breaths here. You guys probably can't see in this recording at home. I'm not sure if it's raining, but I'm directly underneath a skylight and I'm feeling lots of little water droplets come down on me. First one hit me smack dab in the middle of the forehead, so maybe that's a sign, a good one, I hope. And we'll start to check in to see if there's any other movement. So I am going to roll off of my bolster, and I really want to feel the support of the earth for the last little bit of class. So I'm going to shift the bolster out of the way, slide on down, and then to my back. You might take legs up the wall or happy baby. Actually, a version of happy baby sounds really good to me right now. After that bolster was kind of opening up the low back and the heart, I really want to feel my spine supported on the mat here. For happy baby, you can take any variation. So you could reach for backs of thighs, front of shins. The goal here is to keep your entire spine connected to the mat. So if I try to reach for my feet, you'll see my tailbone lifts off the mat. If I reach for the backs of my thighs, my tailbone can connect with the mat. That doesn't feel so good for me, so I take point of least resistance is reaching for the front of the shins, and this feels really good, rocking back and forth. We check in if there's any other final movements, wiggles, that we need to get out. When you are ready, I want you to tense everything up in your body. So I'm going to bring my knees in for a squeeze. Here, head, neck, shoulders come off of the mat. We take a full breath in together. And exhale. Let go to your final rest. Heavy onto your mat. Palms up to continue to draw joy from the positive energy that I am sending you, and I feel you sending me.
As you settle into your final rest, we will revisit our reading for today from Melody Beattie's Journey to the Heart, July 24th, Joy is the way. Joy is the way. Joy in the morning, joy throughout the day, joy at twilight, joy in our dreams, waking and sleeping. For so long, we believed that our joy depended on a specific outward circumstance, on a particular situation being a certain way, or on the presence or behavior of a certain individual. While getting what we want and being with those we love can add to our joy, we have learned another kind of joy, a deeper kind of joy, a joy that abides and carries through us. Joy does not come from the outside, although the energies of the universe and universal love can add to our joy and fill our wellspring. Joy comes from living in harmony with ourselves, each moment of each day. Joy is a choice that comes from accepting and living fully each moment of our lives, knowing that each day and each event is important. Joy comes from trusting each moment. That's the secret of joy. Receive it now, then pass it on with a smile and a kind word to all that come along your path. Thank you for bringing your joy to your mat. We will make our way slowly, mindfully to a tall seat. Take all the time you need to get there. I want you to bring your hands both over your heart space. Feel the joy and the openness that you brought to your heart today through this amazing, wonderful practice that we are all so lucky to have found. We will take 3 collective breaths together, inviting more joy, more space into our heart. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Feel the heart lift with your inhale and soften with your exhale. Last breath together here. Inhale and let it go. My friends, thank you for joining in. As always, your practice, your community brings me joy. Thank you. The light and love in me sees and honors the light and love in you. Namaste. Thank you again, yogis. Have a beautiful, safe weekend, and I hope to see you again on the mat very soon. Bye-bye.